Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to StarVaders, where today we're switching back to our beloved shoot all the enemies in the face mech. Most of the enemies don't really have faces, I guess. But, you know, we'll shoot them in the body in any case. Yeah, and we're going to be playing as Noelle today. So your rightmost card is unburnt and becomes frozen when your turn ends. We can't... I guess I never thought about it before. We probably can't rearrange the cards in our hand, right? This is interesting. Basically, we get to hold on to a card, and sometimes we'll get lucky, and the card that we burned earlier will be the rightmost card in our hand, and it'll be playable even though it was burned. That seems fine. Obviously, we're sticking to apocalypse mode here, so the challenge menu lets us apply some stuff here. Okay, and there's custom loadouts and like different kinds of challenge runs. Okay, we're just gonna do a normal apocalypse run here because I am just trying to unlock the third mech. So, to the factory. Let's get our starting equipment figured out here. So once again, starting cards. We're mostly firing bullets upward, automatically played for free after a card with fire in its title is played. So once one of your guns goes off, you don't have the ability to carefully mete out your shots. So that's why it's important to have like bombs and artillery strikes so that you have methods of firing that are not going to be triggered by flurry fire. Okay. Siphon fire with a heat cost reduction. Siphon fire is a pretty good card, I think. We've had some good use for it. Good use out of it the last time we had it. Ugh. I'm feeling very stumble tongued right now, and I'm not sure why. Afterburn doesn't cost a heat, but it adds a heat cost to your next card, so it effectively costs a heat. Although not, I suppose, if you don't... not if it's the last card you played this turn, but it draws you a card, so you're hoping it's not going to be the last card you played this turn. Honestly, I might just take, like... Dodge is very good. Dodge is just always very good. And then it's like, Concussive Blast for the pushing versus Siphon Fire. Let's take the cheaper Siphon Fire. I think that's quite strong. Okay, and then there's a rare card here. We don't get to see ahead of time what the enemies are. 2 fewer cards on your first turn really doesn't seem like that much of a penalty. Honestly, neither one of these seems terrible. We're definitely going for either the artifact or the rare card. Let's pick up an early rare. Let's see what we get. So, Cloud Guy Plus? No, just normal Cloud Guy. Is this not what the other airships did, too? I guess we had seen Airship Plus before. That's how these are new. I guess. Okay, so if we fire here, it's going to fire all 3 of our shots, clearing the cloud, killing this guy, and then killing that guy, right? It's not bad. I do not hate it. Do we want to... Yeah, I guess we may as well just like go ahead and align ourselves for the shot that we are hoping to take. Sadly, fire 1 bullet from that tile when your turn ends. So I mean, we got to burn through these Vengoids, right? That's pretty important. All right, let me shoot you, and then we'll call an artillery strike here. And to be perfectly honest, I just kind of end the turn, and we're gonna have to deal with this thing. But Can I pull it? Yeah, okay, I'm allowed to pull it one. Obviously, I don't want to put it in front and make this cloud relevant when it would not otherwise be. Maybe I put myself over here because I'm just thinking we're gonna have to kill this thing next turn, right? To prevent doom. These enemies are all they're grouped so tightly. This would be a really good time for a bomb if we can guarantee that it will detonate, which we kind of can't. I guess the question is, am I allowed to pull the bomb into something? Are we allowed to use the pull to generate, collision damage? Let's see. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, left or right. What am I? No, we're not allowed to do that. Okay, so I mean, it kind of feels like there's not anything here except to move underneath this thing and shoot. Oh, I can't even... Oh my god, this... Forget how slow the mechs are sometimes. Alright, pull you over and then... Just have to overheat that card. I'll say this mech definitely feels less powerful than the previous ones did. So the really frustrating part about this is that like I'm gonna fire all three of my shots in sequence, right? So I have to position for that. But right here, firing all three of the shots in sequence doesn't even clear the enemies because of the goddamn clouds. Well, this is just really bad. Oh, I guess I didn't... By not firing the siphon fire first, I kind of screwed up there. Well, whatever. I'll burn this too. Who cares? So we can set up for... We can put the bomb here. We can step over. Do this, and then... We're kind of getting close. There's also a turn limit in most encounters. You'll usually not reach it, but if you stall for too long, all invaders will start channeling doom regardless of where they are. Well, that's okay. We got the resources to get the job done here. But yeah, that's a horrendous start. Maybe you want to pick up like a power booster too before taking on a challenge level. Annihilation's kind of interesting. Like we don't have to be so careful burning cards with her because we have a way of playing burned cards. Strike 2 random invaders and create a copy of this in your discard next turn. Obviously, Reload's a compelling card in general, but I think we had a situation there where it would have been nice to get repeats on attacks, but I think for the most part, when we fire her attacks, we're going to get enough bullets out. I think the problem is going to be like area damage and bombs and stuff. So, it's certainly a good card. Gives a shield to random invaders at the start of every turn, spawns webs. So part of me wants to go for the cloud or for the bonus here, but also there's presumably going to be a lot of clouds in this level, given that there's a cloud enemy. I kind of think I'm just going to take on another challenge level, and, you know, either the run's going to work or it's not, right? So we got boomers. When destroyed, detonates and strikes adjacent tiles. Boomer pluses, which have regenerating shield instead of just a normal shield. But aside from that, same deal. So, I mean, that is annoying. I'll say that. Alright, so that gets us a shield break, and then... I don't know, move me sort of a little bit more central. So, unfortunately, this annihilation is not really doing the thing. Wait, you regenerated your shield anyway. It's a little frustrating. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. With it taking 2 shots to kill every enemy, things are a little tricky. Like, we can step over to here. I guess I shouldn't have... Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Break your shield with that. And then... I need to artillery fire you. So I need to scoot myself out of the way. Alright. Yeah, you just gotta get a lot of... Just gotta make sure you get a lot of damage in on these enemies when you play them. So... This is a little unfortunate. Right, because we can put this here. But we're only gonna be able to actually kill one of them this turn because we only have 1 additional shot to follow it up. So I think actually the way I'm gonna do it is this. I misapprehended, I guess. I thought +2 radius. No, that makes sense. I should have moved to here. Well, I mean, it's not going to matter too much in the end anyway, right? And then we have the tools necessary to finish you off, and sadly, we just have to let you regain your shield. See, he regenerated his shield and he didn't, which is just not how their abilities are described. It's very odd to me. Alright, let's get you out of the way. Purge the jam. Okay. We're definitely doing damage less quickly than the sword mech was. Discard a card in your hand and draw 2 cards. If it was frozen, the drawn cards are free this turn. I actually think Say Hello to My Little Friend is pretty good with her mechanics. So we can take on a cloud mission with shields to random invaders at the start of every turn. Or invaders channel +1 doom. Well, you know what? We're just not going to let any invaders channel any doom. And also I'm going to peel some doom back by taking the mission. Because I do think we need that. All right, here at least we can hopefully get them working against each other a little bit more. I think that's a fine start. Do I want to move central? Do I want to... I guess I do. I don't really know. That'll freeze that and hold it over, which is fine. This is a cool card to keep. Okay. This is a good situation. So... in theory, the Rocketeers should not be generating random shields, right? We don't have anything generating additional random shields. So I'm thinking we can blow up this guy, clear a couple of enemies. Maybe the move is like, I'm gonna throw the Nova Bomb to here, so he'll detonate that for me. I'm going to move myself over to here, deploy the little friend, and then we're gonna both double shoot. There we go. That's pretty good. We're opening things up a little bit. Unfortunately, this guy's gonna regain his shield, and there's still the Rocketeer to deal with. We can get into a position to kill you, though. Yeah. It's like we move over, we move, pop you with that for the shield break, and then it's something. It's not super hot, but it does prevent the doom at least. But now we have a really big problem. Okay, we did not actually draw our way out of it. So how do I want to solve this? I can deal 2 damage to either of them really easily. And I can get the bomb to blow up the other one. But not twice, critically. And saving up Novalanche so that we get the repeat seems pretty unlikely with this deck because like every time I draw it, I want to immediately play it. I guess if I... Okay, if I move over to here... Well, I don't have enough movement to make this work. I was going to say, if we move over to here, take the Flurry Fire, which will spend both the Flurry Fires, and then move back over, hit him with the Siphon Fire and the Bomb, we could take both of them, but obviously that doesn't actually work. Because it would require 3 movement cards. So I think I'm just gonna take this one. 3 shots will clear those guys out. Novalanche to here. And then I guess just play the explosion. Well, I was gonna say just to get it out of my hand, but it doesn't really matter because the thing's just over. Okay. Ooh. I do like Echo Say Hello to My Little Friend. Obviously, getting to play this card multiple times per battle would be cool, but if you get to play it once and it generates 3 heads, you may not need it another time. That feels very strong to me. Alright, Min's Workshop clears another point of doom for us. Start with 3 bombs on the grid feels very powerful. I do like Mystery Bear a lot, but start with 3 bombs on the grid that's a tough one to pass up. I think we're gonna take it. And then I don't even have enough money left over to help you with your next thing. Apologies. Huh. Accept strange offer. So we get a fragment of essence. Yeah. Okay. In exchange for a tick invasion, which is who knows how meaningful even. Okay, so if I annihilation on this bomb, it will kill this guy by hitting him with both of those explosions, which is pretty cool. But we can wait a turn we gotta make sure this is the rightmost card in our hand at the end of the round. Okay, Rocketeer Plus shoots at you every turn instead of every other turn. That's very normal. That's very understandable. So who is responsible for which shot? Okay. That's a little inconvenient. Because the thing I want to do... I guess we're just going to take a hit. Because the thing I want to do is fire up into this guy, right? But the thing is, I'm going to take multiple hits. And it's gonna make our deck kind of crummy kind of quickly. But it accomplishes a lot of our other goals. Yeah. Alright, fuck it, it's fine. So we'll take our double tap here. And then I may as well... These things aren't going to regenerate their shields as far as we know. Just give you a little love tap. Alright, I'll gain some junk and it'll be fine. Okay. So... There's no better way to do this, right? This breaks more shields. This kills an extra guy. This is probably the one to explode. Because the explosion it fires this and hits him a second time. Like, that feels like the start to me. We did generate a tick, which is annoying. When struck, it gains a shield, moves away, and spawns invaders nearby. I'm thinking, like, if we go... Say hello to... If we just, like, boom, boom, boom... And then fire... Shoot our siphon fire... It's almost not worth spending the second shot. I guess I'll be out of resources anyway. Oh. I don't get to do... Okay, so actually... Since I can't do that, the plan becomes this... And now we do lead to a siphon fire because there's value in getting a second shot off in this column. Okay. That's pretty fucking good overall. I think that worked out. It turned out we got a lot of value out of the second shot in the other columns too. Gosh, I wish we could get our bullets to explode larger in more frequent circumstances, because that was very good. I mean, killing the boss is the important thing, right? Let's break that shield. And then, unfortunately, these guys are really hard to... It's really hard to predict what's going to be the good spot with the Novalanche. I can't quite get you in front of the shooter. This is actually like a really weak position for Cold Gust. Yeah, no, this is a bummer. Well, I can Novalanche to here and at least kill that guy. And then, like... Center myself. Recenter you. This is a fine card to hold on to, I guess. In the sense that it is extremely okay. So, do we have an indication? It doesn't seem to me like there's any indication of which enemies are going to take their turns in which order. And it does matter, right? Because if this Rocketeer acts before this Migo, then we don't have to kill the Migo. But because we don't get to know that, we kind of have to act like it's definitely not going to work that way. The flurry fire here is totally fine. Yeah. It's like very acceptable. And then I just move aside, let this be the carryover. So that we get the double bombs when we play it next. That's probably fine. And we have enough heat to just like purge. Okay. So, this is a really good time to draw Annihilation, honestly. Do I want to do a Flurry Fire first? I kind of think so. Because I want to see where the boss is going to end up. Okay. Destroys itself if not adjacent to another swarmer. And then we... like repeat to another bomb here, or... That's not actually going to be very good, though. Right, that doesn't add anything to the explosion. I guess it kills that thing, because that thing will get caught in both explosions. Wow, I am also actually in that area for somehow. Well, let's dodge then. I guess I'm immune the whole turn, so yeah, I'll just dodge to here to become invulnerable, and then does it matter which one of these I set off in big mode? Not really. Like we get a pretty compelling cleanup either way, and then this card is burned, but not actually burned, right? Because it's the rightmost card in my hand. But no, I can't play it. I can't play it to overheat. So if I hit end turn here, it becomes frozen. Okay. So this is kind of misleadingly worded. Your rightmost card becomes frozen and unburnt when your turn ends is maybe a more correct way to word it. And that's fine. It's not exciting, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and take the opening for the extra shield, and then we'll like put this here to damage the boss. Move myself up. And I guess just like tuck you in front of that shot. Let me get rid of the junk. Okay, that's quite a tightly packed group of enemies. It's actually going to be like pretty challenging to do anything meaningful this turn. So I'm going to move to here. We're going to fire once to clear that thing. Let Novalanche be the rightmost card in my hand. And I guess I'll step closer to the center line. Okay, this would be a really good time to actually kill the boss. So if I can move myself... Yeah, this makes me invulnerable. And then if I just go like bomb, bomb, and we annihilate, this kills the boss, right? And it doesn't matter who else is left in what condition. I'm pretty happy with that. Each turn, a random attack in your hand gets +1 repeat the next time it's played. That's pretty fine. Cards with bomb in their title cost 1 heat, but all your detonations are bigger. All your detonations are bigger is pretty good for us, I think. I was just talking about how much I like this. And with our 3 starting bombs, obviously it's got a little bit of extra value. I think we're gonna take the red giant. Min, can you take a look at this? I found what looks like the logic center from one of their ships. Do you think you can decipher the logs on it? Who do you think you're talking to? Give me that. Okay. I think they want us to have more connection to these characters than I'm feeling, because I don't even know who Min is. Is Min our current pilot? The fact that you can't like mouse over your pilot and see the name and the power, or just like the same setup information that you get at the beginning of the run is kind of wild. There's a lot of weird little things in the UI of this game that I don't really understand why they would do them the way they've done them. Okay, so I don't really want to blow up all of the bombs right away. I think that is counterproductive. Although, actually, if I hit Annihilation on this one, it does clear all of the spiders, which is kind of funny. I just wish they weren't all so on top of each other, you know? The problem is that that's actually kind of the only play that's any good as far as preventing the doom that we're looking at there, and we just didn't draw enough attack. Yeah. All right. How do I want to position myself for this? I guess, like, let's go here. I'm trying to figure out if it makes sense to do any other movement or anything, but I think I'm just burning that card. Alright, and we're doing some of that. And then, unfortunately, Novalanche doesn't get to be the rightmost card in my hand, but it's still going to get the repeat. We just don't have it in our hand for next turn. Okay, this is pretty good, though. So we move over a space. Yeah, I can throw this thing 2 spaces, so I do have to move over. That's really awkward. I do have to move over to mid. So I guess actually it's fine, because there's only 3 columns that we actually want to fire in. Some pretty solid shooting, y'all. Okay, and then have we got it? Yeah, we got it. A fairly easy level. Dodge gaining a shot is pretty interesting. It adds the word fire to it. It becomes fire dodge, which means that it will trigger my flurry fires as well, which is interesting. Broken Annihilation doesn't really seem all that relevant. It would be kind of interesting to get Broken on a card that actually has Bomb in the title as a way of circumventing the extra heat from our artifact, but Annihilation, not so much. So it's like, does Dodge become Move and Fire, or does Flurry Fire become Move and Fire? I think I'm going to do it this way because I don't necessarily want my bullets to always launch when we make that move, right? I want to have the freedom to make that move without it. I do like peeling back my current Doom level, but also rare cards, you know? Also, holes, I do not believe is a kind of mission we've seen before. Spitters. First time you play a card each turn starts a spit attack, which strikes 3 to 5 random tiles nearby. Also, we got Weaver Plus. Spawns web on adjacent and diagonal empty tiles. Okay. That's really not a big deal. I don't care about that almost at all. Let's... What do I want to do here? I kind of want to wait on destroying the bombs. I think let's step over to here. Shoot you, set up this shot, and then just free move myself out of the way. Prepare for the laying down of future bombs. Okay, we did not draw the Annihilate that I was looking for. We can probably wait one more turn on that. So... If I fire here, it's going to fire 3 times, and one of them is going to be wasted. If I fire here, I'm going to fire 3 times, and none of it's going to be wasted. I guess that's better. It's a little bit, it's not great. Like, dodge does not move me the way I would like after that. Yeah, our position's going to be, like, pretty constrained. It's still, I think it's still right. Alright, so let's take all the shots. Oh, right, breaking the thing. I forgot. Okay, well, we'll become immune, so it doesn't matter that we're going to get shelled a little bit here. And then we're definitely, like, waiting on some bomb plays to come through. Okay, so... Right, that's a pretty good start. And then we can set up 3 more bombs. So the bombs have +1 explosion radius. I'm going to want this one to be the one that annihilates, I think. Because that'll hit that. So a bomb here will hit this guy. A bomb here will hit him too. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, they're pretty similar, actually. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to be positioned after this all happens. And I think the answer is that it doesn't really matter. All right, let's move to here. Throw the explosions. Okay, I was curious if this guy was still going to get to channel Doom while being invulnerable, and the answer is yes. Feels a little unfair. So this card is burned. That's a shame. I can't get rid of it. It's a shame that you can't just like play a burnt card to get it out of your hand, like pay the cost and get no effect. Because I really would love this to be the thing we hold on to, obviously. But it is what it is. It's not like this is a bad card. In fact, yeah, this is perfectly reasonable. So we're just popping those 2 enemies. Let's get the power-up strike on you, because we're going to need you out of the way here. And then... I don't really know what I want to do. I don't think I want to hold on to this shift. I think I want to hold the annihilation. So I guess I'm going to like just shift back to the middle. Okay, the annihilation was a good pull. Nope, that does in fact still hit me. There we go. Okay, shuffle your discard into your draw pile, then draw and play all cards with fire in the title for free. This is a pretty good card for following up a say hello to my little friend. Or the next attack you play this turn gets 2 repeat and 2 heat cost. I think, yeah. Upgrade 3 cards with random components and gain clumsy. You know, permanent clumsy is a lot less exciting on this character than it was on the last one. I think I'm going to keep pursuing upgrades, in part because I'm trying to make sure we are unlocking the other character, you know? Alright, these are Spitter Plus. The Spit attack gives you corruption on hit. Right. It's just a bad card. Okay. So, if we were to detonate bombs 1 and 2, we would kill the Spitter. So, like, if I start an Annihilation from bomb 1, it'll chain all 3 of them out. It's kind of not great, but if I start an Annihilation from bomb 3 so that bomb 3 is actually useful, it doesn't hit bomb 1. Right? Annihilation's only +2. Alright, I'm going to go grab it. If I move this bomb over, then an Annihilation from here will set off the everything. I'm going to get hit no matter what. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And then I can escape the spit attack at least. We can hold Siphon Fire, which I think is like totally fine. I think that was an okay start. Ooh, generated somewhat more extra ticks than I would like. So that's just the thing. That's these brood mothers doing brood mother stuff. Okay. So it's important to note that this does not shuffle my hand into my discard pile. So we won't actually get any benefit from it right now. So kind of what I would like to do is avoid playing it. If I can make it the rightmost card in my hand, we can maybe do something with it next turn. So if I were to like move center, yeah, let's say it's like move center. That's annoying. I'm gonna eat corruption here, I think. I don't know. There's a lot that can be done about it. You for sure. And here. Is it here instead of there? Yeah, it's here instead of there. Then we Siphon Fire into all of the other shots as well. It's a fair amount of destruction, and actually it took out the spitter that was aiming at this tile. And then we hold on to that thing for the future, which might turn out to be pretty good. We'll see. We'll see. We got it for later. You're very annoying. I don't really have a better play for you than this. I mean, just like get rid of it, right? That's an annoying spot for that to have happened in. Maybe I just go ahead and drop this here and then move myself out and let the rocket hit the thing and bomb that tick. So I'm trying to make it so there's not, you know, enemies all the way on one side of the map separated from all the other enemies anymore. It's pretty inconvenient. It's not the draw I was hoping for. Ticks don't channel doom. Yeah, they just charge at me. I actually don't care about that, I don't think. Well, I care about it in the sense that it's going to be somewhat annoying. It's going to stop me from killing the splitter this turn, almost certainly. Or the spitter, rather. There's only one fire card in my discard pile again, so fire everything, pretty not great. So if I step here, yeah. They do, in fact, do the most annoying thing. Alright, well, I'll kill them both, and then I will purge this, and unfortunately, I'm just taking the shot here. At least it didn't go directly into my hand. Okay, now we have 3 fire cards in the graveyard, and we can add a 4th one before we play this. So this can actually be pretty good. Alright, yeah, I feel solid about that. And in fact, let's just go ahead and clear it. Risky fire everything is kind of nonsensical. Artillery strike unburns and becomes frozen when drawn, or dodge becomes fire dodge. I might take a reroll on this. None of these are super exciting. I don't hate Frosty Artillery Strike, but let's maybe take a reroll on this. Ooh, Piercing Flurry Fire is cool. Swift Fire Everything is actually really nice, given that Fire Everything is gonna, you know, spend a lot of your resources for the turn. I think Swift Fire Everything is probably the way to go on that. Alright, workshop, show me something cool. Autobomb is fucking fantastic. Autobomb is so good for us. And then we could grab Icicle. Icicle's cool. We could grab Crossfire. I actually like both of these. Yeah, I like these both quite a bit. I guess Crossfire plays into our mechanics a little bit better. It's harder to use. And the biggest value of Icicle is that it does something that our deck doesn't do very well yet, right? We currently don't have a good solution for a bunch of enemies that aren't in the same column. This can give us some answers to that. So I think I'm going to take that as a utility. Create a copy of a card. You know what? Sometimes that's going to be pretty good for us, I think. Okay, and this is some kind of artifact or something. Alright, so permanent invaders move erratically for another piece of the link. I think we can take that. I think I can just stack up a bunch of extra difficulty modifiers. Things are going so cleanly and smoothly. Okay, so when this self-detonates, it's going to set off both of these. I think I'm going to create a copy of Novalanche. I'm going to... I was going to say I'm going to step to here. I don't really want to blow myself up that badly. I kind of want to blow myself up a little bit. Just I think the utility of blowing me up is actually pretty high. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. That bomb doesn't go off, so I've not yet blown myself up. It doesn't have to get all that hot. We could just step back here, and unfortunately I can't. This is one of those awkward situations where I can't shoot without dumping everything. The bug's gonna hit me, and that's fine. I shouldn't have moved first. I should have just played Flurry Fire. That was a little bit of an error. I guess I can move backward and shoot, and that means the bug doesn't automatically hit me for free. And then I can like move to here and become immune, and the bug can just, yeah, stunt itself on me, and then we can hold fire everything. That's not too bad. Okay. So see, this is a little bit awkward because I actually I want to move and then throw this guy and then do the fire everything. I should have thought about the fact that this was likely to come up before moving myself into the corner like that. That's a little bit of an error for sure. Unforced. Man, that's really a very impressive explosive radius. I mean, I guess I will just go ahead and do the move. And we will accept that I'm gonna burn fire everything. It's fine. Because this is going to fire 3 shots out of everybody, whereas playing Siphon Fire here only fires 2 shots out of everybody. No, I want the 3rd shot. I think I do. Skip the move, do the thing. Because the 3rd shot actually clears both the upper apples. Yeah. That feels pretty significant. And then... again, skip the move. Wait, did I miscalculate there? Because there was an extra shot. That was a 4th? Yeah, whatever. It was good. The important thing, it was good. Why am I even concerned? So you're going to detonate at the end of the turn, doing almost well enough. You got the icicle here. I would love to hit with my Siphon Fire. Nova Launch to there. Step here. Siphon Fire for the expansion. And then pop you from behind with this thing. I really do like that artillery strike. It's a very versatile and useful card. Also, I like having a second Nova Launch. This is very handy as well. I don't think I'm doing very much this turn, actually. I think I'm Nova Launching. I'm just like firing a bomb to here. And then honestly, maybe just passing the turn. I could step over, I guess. I could roll one of the blighted apples off of... I wish they weren't both blocked. Can I move you over to here? I can. Okay, yeah. Just limit the number of things I have to worry about Nessie trying to eat. And then step myself to here. And... I think just end turn. Okay, this ant is annoying. Or this worm, rather. auto bomb is gonna clear that guy, but it's not gonna clear that apple by itself. So I think I'm going to fire this way. Then I don't think I'm going to be able to actually get to this apple in any meaningful way. I can certainly do, like, I would have to stand here, right? Because of the presence of the blighted apple. Yeah, even throwing a bomb up there doesn't actually do anything. Well, we can rewind. It reshuffles my cards. We can hope for a better draw. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, 4 shots is what we need. So, like, take this to here. It's like a pretty good draw overall. We ice you, and then I just step back out of the nightmare. I haven't really used the rerolls much because they haven't been, like, necessary at all. But this is, yeah, this is working. And this seems very easy. Right? Like, that's it. The bomb's gonna kill this and strip the shield. And then I just need to stand, like, not there. Okay, now it is time for the murder. Now it is time for the murder of the Nessie. So... we do find ourselves in a tricky spot, though, as far as resources go. So I can throw... Yeah, how am I going to do this? That thing's a real problem. We might just not be able to stop it. If I move, the gnats are going to, or the ticks are going to move. One of them's going to move to here, right? And I guess I can throw bombs here and here, and then annihilation, and just like kick the whole situation off, and that'll clear that. Right, annihilation here lets me set off all of the bombs on the table and just do a shit ton of damage. Also, a little, you know, a little self damage. Sometimes that occurs. All right, I gotta hit you 3 more times. Seems like a good start. And then you don't, like, actually react to the hits or anything. But I can't quite get into a position where the icicle actually does the thing. So all I really want to do here is back up, I guess. Okay, yeah, and then it was just like draw any shot. Oh, except you regenerate your shield, because of course you do. Well, let's put down a bomb, and that should actually solve it. And this, and I'll just step out of the way there. There we go. Extra love tap, just to be sure. After you burn a card, fire 1 bullet up from each bomb. All bombs are pushed upward when your turn ends and you have no bomb limit. Is having no bomb limit counterproductive? Is that what I want? or cards with fire in the title get +1 repeat and +1 heat cost. Because of the fact that we are usually getting multiple shots out of each one of them, obviously this has some pretty significant benefit for us. Nova Rays is cute, but I think it's got to be the flash fire here. And I do think having no bomb limit might actually be counterproductive. When we're getting close to the bomb limit, I want to use it as a way to detonate my bombs. So flash fire feels very powerful with our situation. Min, how's progress with deciphering the logs? Don't rush me, pipsqueak. Yeah, there's a character to the writing here that I don't love, and I'm not sure I could easily put it into words exactly, but it's not. Maybe it's just a taste thing. You know what? I'm looking at these like I'm trying to figure this out right now. We're at an hour. This is a clean break point. I think this is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I was a little concerned after the first level or two of this run when we had accumulated a huge amount of doom, and I was feeling pretty low on damage output, but I think we've managed to fix things up pretty well. I think we're in an okay spot here. We're still shedding doom, but overall our damage output's really good, and we do have the ability to blow up the entire map very, very effectively. So come back next time to see if we can save the world, continue constructing whatever device it is we're constructing, unlock the final mech, and do it all while leaving some tiny portion of the world livable and unexploded. And we'll see you then.